Hey there, everybody, and welcome to OutKick Bets the Show. I am your host, Kayla Knierim, and we're going to take a look at tonight's quick hitters of the day, starting in college football. Good old bowl season is here. We're going to look at the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl, live from, you guessed it, Frisco, Texas. We've got a little Conference USA versus the Mountain West Conference showdown. The University of Texas at San Antonio Roadrunners, who are 12-1 on the season, will visit the San Diego State Aztecs, who are 11-2. SDSU, as it stands right now, is the 2.5-point favorite with a total at 48.5. This will mark the first meeting between these two schools, as UTSA will look to pick up their first ever bowl win in their third attempt after finishing with the best record in school history this season. It has been a special season for the Roadrunners, who before this season hadn't won more than 7 games since joining Conference USA. Not only that, but this year also marked their first ever Conference USA title after taking down Western Kentucky 49-41 in that championship game. And although the Aztecs lost to Utah State in the Mountain West championship game, a bowl win would set a school record with 12 wins on the season, which they have never done before. By the way, they were also without around 20 players in their conference game due to COVID, so that was a factor in that one. Hopefully they won't be haunted by their last bowl game in Frisco, where they were shut out by Ohio 27-0 back in 2018 in the same bowl game. Both of these teams have their strengths, and they are on opposite sides of the ball. Unfortunately for all of us, the Roadrunners star running back Sincere McCormick won't be playing, as he is already declared for the NFL draft. But for what it's worth, he finished with 298 carries for nearly 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns on the season. Luckily, UTSA should still be able to lean heavily on quarterback Frank Harris, who has really stepped up this season, along with their remaining running backs in Brendan Brady and BJ Daniels, as well as their receiver weapons in Zahari Franklin, Joshua Cephas, and DeCorian Clark. The Aztecs, on the other hand, have one of the best defenses in the country, who rank 6th in defense EPA, 5th in defensive success rate, and 2nd in rush defense. And with that, have caused 22 turnovers this season and look to continue that streak tonight. So needless to say, it's going to be a fun one with these two teams going head-to-head. The Aztecs also love to run the ball, ranking 3rd in rushing yards per game at 176, along with those 24 rushing touchdowns on the year. Running back Greg Bell has been the man for San Diego State this season in the backfield with 220 carries for 999 yards and 8 touchdowns. We also can't forget about perhaps the best player for SDSU, and that is their punter, Matt Ariza. He has hands down one of the best punters in all of college football at the moment. The guy broke the all-time punting record at 51 yards per punt. He only had 15 touchbacks the entire season, and 36 of his punts landed within the 20-yard line. The guy is on fire. As for the numbers, UTSA is 9-4 against the spread this season, while the Aztecs are 6-1. I'm also going to hold on to that little nugget that my buddy Arky mentioned during yesterday's show, and that is that so far this bowl season, we've had 4 underdog winners from the 9 bowl games over the weekend, and the overs have gone 7-2. UTSD has exceeded this total of 48.5 in 4 of their 5 games, while the Aztecs have reached it in 1 of their last 5. This is arguably the biggest test these teams will face all season long, and it has record-breaking potential for both teams. So, get your popcorn ready. I kind of want both teams to win. I know that can't happen, but here's the pick. I'm riding with the dogs in this one, or the Roadrunners rather. So give me UTSA at plus 2.5. And just because of Arky's stat from over the weekend, I also like the over of 48.5, even though that feels a little scary. It is what it is. Now moving over to our second quick hitter of the day, looking to the NBA. The Suns, who are 24-5, 10-3 on the road, will visit the Lakers, who are 16-15, 10-7 at home. Right now, Phoenix is the 6.5-point favorite with a total at 224. The Suns continue to dominate, having won 5 of their last 7 after coming off that insane 18-game winning streak we saw a while back. The Lakers, on the other hand, have dropped their last 2 and 3 of their last 7. The Suns obviously sitting at first in the West, while the Lakers are in 7th. This will be the second matchup between these two teams this season. The first one came in the second game of the season, in which Phoenix got the commanding win, 115-105. But keep in mind that was also when the Lakers had no idea who they were on offense, which some might argue they still don't, but I feel like they've meshed a little bit better now that we are in the middle of the season. The Lakers are also 1-4 in division games, while the Suns are 15-5 when playing teams in the Western Conference. Now for those COVID-19 health and safety protocols that we can't escape, it's not great news for the Lakers. They currently have 6 players out, including Austin Reeves, Horton Tucker, Dwight Howard, Avery Bradley, Bazemore, and Malik Monk. While Anthony Davis is also listed as out with that sprained MCL after their last game against Minnesota on Friday, and LeBron is still day-to-day. Davis, of course, leads the Lakers in points, averaging 23 a game and assists at 9.9. I would like to think that the remaining guys who are active for the Lakers can step it up and get it done, but against this Phoenix team, I don't know. On the Suns, by the way, have 3 players out, none of which are COVID related. The Suns are currently 16-13 against the spread this season, and the Lakers are 13-18 on the season and 6-4 in their last 10. However, when playing as the 6.5-point underdog, the Lakers are 3-0. The Suns, meanwhile, have gone 6-7 against the spread when favored by 6.5. Phoenix has combined for this total of 224 in 10 games so far this season, while the Lakers have seen it in 16. So with all of this in mind, as much as I want to take Russell Westbrook and company, and I do, I'm very close to taking them at plus 6.5. I just can't get past all the other players being out for LA. So with that, I'm going with the Suns at minus 6.5. These teams have not been playing their opponents close for the most part. Maybe that changes tonight, but give me Phoenix minus 6.5 because at the end of the day, money talks louder than my heart. So, and I'm going to be staying away from the total on that one as well. That's going to do it for our quick hitters of the day. I am Kayla Knierim. This is OutKick Bets. Don't forget to make your picks at FanDuel.com/OutKick, and best of luck in your betting, friends.